Two Georgia election workers demand severe sanctions and an outright victory in their defamation case against Rudy Giuliani after he failed to produce communications related to Donald Trump's 2020 election fraud claims. Mother and daughter Atlanta poll workers Rudy Freeman and Shaye Moss are asking U.S. District Court Judge Beryl Howell to grant a default judgment in favor of their case because Giuliani failed to turn over the requested exchanges between himself and Trump advisor Boris Epshteyn. Freeman and Moss have been subjected to relentless attacks since 2020 when Giuliani and Trump cited them sometimes by name to fuel their since-debunked election fraud claims. The poll workers seek an unspecified amount in damages, claiming Giuliani's actions caused severe emotional distress and put them in danger. I hope these thugs, Larry, get everything that they deserve.
Make sure he loses it all. This speaks to, I think, the country's history in terms of how black folks, particularly the work black women do to protect democracy, and this is the outcome. And I know over years ago, some folks referred to Giuliani as America's mayor, but we know that wasn't the case when it came to black folks and fairness and when it comes to police department. But this is ridiculous, and once again, all these lies he told leading up to the election and after the election, we have to hold him accountable until losing his law license, making him pay these black women the money they deserve for the humiliation and the constant attacks that have certainly had to have an impact on their well-being.
And they were constantly attacked and demoralized, Candace.
They were. And one thing that Giuliani and his attorneys understand is that procedurally, they have to turn over evidence that works for them and evidence that works against them. They don't have to hand it on a silver platter. It could be buried, but they have to turn over the evidence. That's what all attorneys know, all attorneys understand. And if they don't do it, then they are subject to being to get in trouble for it and have some violation of the court and its procedures. So he knows this. His attorneys are saying that this is burdensome, that you are asking us for evidence. That's how the court system works. You have his story, the prosecutor's story, the defense story, and somewhere in there you have the third story, and that's the truth. And in order to prove whatever truth there is, you need evidence. So it makes no sense that someone who's barred, Rudy Giuliani, as well as his attorneys who are barred, would act like this is the first time that they heard. They have to turn over evidence. This is par for the course. This is basic. And this is something that goes well against what they call the Brady rule. You have to turn over the evidence in order to have a fair trial.
Joe.
It's amazing. Somebody brings a case, the other side answers the case. And so now the case is at issue and you're walking together. It takes a whole lot to have enough of a sanction where, potentially speaking, you could be defaulted because you were so egregious in your failure to do what you were supposed to do that the court is looking at giving you the ultimate penalty. I know that that's what these parties are asking for. I don't know quite where they are with it, but they're basically getting ready to be in a place where they are dancing by themselves without Giuliani there, because you have to do a lot, actually, to get these ultimate sanctions, but he's staring at them. He has to provide this evidence. Like was said, he can bury it, but he has to provide it. But, if you don't want to provide good news, that's where you are. You know what I mean? And so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And I hope he's penalized as much as he can be, because he's an officer of the court, by the way, and his attorneys are officers of the court. And they're not supposed to be able to skip the law just because they want us to remember how things were the day after 9/11 and he was popular.